Hi guys, my name's Megan. I'm just coming at you with a video of me painting, and I figured we could have a little bit of a story time while I do this. So I am painting the Pokemon Zapdos. If you're a fan of Zapdos, then welcome. If not, then go find somewhere else to hang out. Just kidding. You're more than welcome to stay too. But feel free to drop a suggestion in the comments for the Pokemon that I should do next. Anyway, I started this kind of journey painting Pokemon and all kinds of things a long time ago. I've been painting since I was a little kid, really, in school, and I was one of those kids that got really distracted and would sketch and draw all over my work. I'd bring home math homework, and my teachers would complain to my parents that I was distracted. And this is what I did. And luckily it's come in handy because I kind of use it as like a de-stressor after work, and I used it then as a de-stressor after school and to keep myself busy with something that I like to do. Truthfully, I'm distracted even now watching myself paint while I'm doing this voiceover, because this is the first time that I've ever seen it sped up like this, and first time I've ever seen myself paint outside of like actually doing the painting, and it's kind of cool. I was just telling my boyfriend that it looks a lot easier than it was to actually do. So I'm kind of excited to continue these projects and talk to you guys. And I kind of struggled to find, what I wanted to talk about today while I was doing this painting, but I figured maybe I'd just start with a story time. Me and my boyfriend, we've been together for 6 years now, and we tend to go on a lot of misadventures. Like, every vacation is just a really big struggle. It's always something has to go wrong. And so we just kind of anticipate it now. And luckily, both of us are laid back enough that when it inevitably goes wrong, we have it kind of figured out. But the first time that we went on vacation, we went to Pedernales Falls in Texas, and it was this beautiful planned out vacation, and we were going to go camping, and it was going to be awesome. The weather was supposed to be great, and then the week of the trip came, and it was freezing cold. And I mean, freezing to me, it was like in the 30s, upper 20s at night. And so we were supposed to be camping, and which was fine. We ended up, sucking it up and just went camping. But we were so excited to go on this vacation that we forgot to check and make sure that all of the pieces of the tent were there. And we looked in the tent bag, don't get me wrong, but it so happened that it was just the tent fly that was in there. So long story short, we got there super late, and we got our campsite, and we went to put up the tent, and of course it's not there, and we have to go into Junction at like 8 o'clock at night or something. And we get this tent, and it wasn't a huge tent. We didn't have a lot of money to spare. I think the whole vacation budget was like $200. And so we get this tent, we go back, and we didn't realize when we bought it, it was a child-sized tent. So it was like 5 by 6 foot. And shame on us for not really checking the dimensions, but it was this tiny ass little tent, and we are shoved in it, and it's 30 degrees out, and we're both freezing our butts off. And he was snoozing away. I couldn't get any sleep that night. I pretty much was off and on, either up from the sound of animals outside because I wasn't used to that. That was my first time going camping, or just freezing. And so long story short, I woke up at like 5 o'clock in the morning, and I was so tired. But we were going to go see the falls, and so I really needed to kind of perk up my energy, but I was in a horrible mood. So I woke up Justin, and I was like, babe, get up. I'm freezing. And we were in like this beat up old Mustang that he had at that time, and it was really beat up, you guys. And even like on the way to Pedernales Falls, we had to stop on the side of the road because, one, we got lost, and number two, Justin wasn't sure that he brought extra contacts. Which, to me, like looking back, was hilarious. Back then, it was not fun. And neither was the tent situation. But, we woke up, I woke us up at like 5 o'clock in the morning, and we packed up all of our stuff, and by 8 o'clock we were out at the falls, and which were beautiful. And at the time, it was the perfect time to go because nobody was out in it. We were pretty much in this serene Texas landscape without any other people around to kind of soil it, and it was silent and just beautiful. It was cold, but not freezing cold like it had been the night before. It was just really cool. And we finished that at like 10 o'clock. So we had the rest of the day to spend. And we didn't really plan for that. We thought that we were going to spend a lot more time at the falls. So we started to kind of look up other things to do in the area, which we ended up falling in love with the idea of going to all of these different caverns. Because if you don't know, the Texas Hill Country is like littered with all of these beautiful caverns that are alive, and just a really cool experience. If you ever get the chance, I highly recommend to go and do what we did. And we ended up going to Natural Bridge Caverns, which is more of the like big touristy attraction. But we finished that really quick too. That was, maybe an hour and a half, 2-hour excursion, and we had a few more days to fill. So I think, what, babe, did we end up camping for another night? Or no? Okay. So I think that night we ended up staying in like the cheapest hotel room you could possibly find. Like horrifying roaches on the floor and blood in the sink, like just absolutely terrible. But at least we had a warm place to stay. And we had like this little like propane grill with us, so we went out in the parking lot and cooked brats that we had brought for camping. So I still have this picture of Justin just sitting it's like crouched over this tiny little gas stove. It was so great. So many great memories from that weekend. But the rest of the weekend we had spent going to other places in Texas, like other caverns, and just super, super neat ones. Thinking about it now, all of the cool pictures that we had, I would totally do that vacation again, even with all of the craziness that went on. That Zapdos turned out so good. I don't know if you were watching it the whole time. I was off and on, trying not to get distracted with you guys. But seriously, if you want me to do any other Pokemon, just shoot me a message in the comments. Okay, bye!